A couple from Essex struggling to pay rail fares to see their 3-week-old daughter in hospital have been told they won't get a grant because the baby was born too early.
Michelle and Lee Ellis would have got a grant for £190 given to all women in the 25th week of pregnancy. But their daughter Shanice was born at just 24 weeks, so they don't qualify. Lorna Ramsey has our report.
Every day, either Lee or Michelle Ellis leave their home at Leindon in Essex to see their daughter. Shanice was born at just 24 weeks and is fighting for her life at the Royal London Hospital at Whitechapel. She weighs just £1 3 ounces and is being treated for a heart murmur and fluid on the lungs. Her survival is a constant worry for her parents, but now they're struggling to pay the £11 rail fare each to see her.
I can't tell you the stress that we're under at the moment. You know, worrying that Shanice is going to be okay. You know, it's just living a nightmare every day. You know, hoping that she's going to make it. You know, trying to find the money each day to be with her because we can't get no help.
Michelle, a part-time cleaner, applied for a pregnancy grant of £190, available to all mothers at 25 weeks. But because Shanice was born prematurely at 24 weeks, they were told they don't qualify.
If you're a millionaire and you're 25 weeks, you get £190. That's it. As long as you're still pregnant or like you have your baby after 25 weeks. But because my wife decided to have a baby, but she didn't decide to have that baby at 24 weeks, they say no, she's no longer pregnant, so she doesn't get the £190 grant. And bottom line is they would come up saying it's because of miscarriages and stillbirths, but our baby's still alive and kicking.
Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs, which administers the grant, confirmed the rules took no account of early births, saying a woman can claim the grant only after she has reached the 25th week of her pregnancy and before her baby is born. Launched in April last year, the Health in Pregnancy grant is a one-off payment to all expectant mothers. It's paid out regardless of income and is intended for mothers to eat well in the run-up to the birth. But the government plans to scrap it on January the 1st to help reduce the deficit. But there is some good news for Lee and Michelle. When we contacted the train company C2C and told them about their situation, they said they'd contact the couple and see what they could do to help them with the cost of their rail fares. Lee and Michelle welcome the company's help because their financial worries are not making dealing with their daughter's ill health any easier. Lorna Ramsey, Anglia News, London.
The sons of a pensioner from Cambridgeshire killed by an out-of-hours doctor say mistakes by German authorities have robbed them of justice. German doctor Daniel Ubani got a suspended sentence in his homeland after killing 70-year-old David Gray with an overdose of painkillers in 2008. His family say they've now discovered errors on paperwork in Germany that prevented Ubani facing trial in a UK court.
Now we're just a day away from the clocks going back, and an MP from our region is asking for them to be wound forward instead. Rebecca Harris, the MP for Castle Point in Essex, has brought a bill to Parliament asking for the clocks at the end of the summer to go forward an hour, not back. The aim is to give us more light during winter. Campaigners say the move would save money and also help the environment as well.
Well, stay with us here on ITV Anglia. Up next, all the news and the sport from where you live.
Yep, Amanda's here with the weekend weather. Will it be dry for Halloween? We'll tell you that. And we meet the tea lovers sticking up for our national drink.
Trouble's brewing. Why this lot are up in arms over the rise of the coffee culture on our high streets.
I'm in a secret location getting ready to give this special award to someone well special. Find out who and why later in the programme.
And with Halloween nearly upon us, does this mean we're in store for some spooky weather this weekend? I'll be back later with the details.
150 workers at a Suffolk factory have been made redundant 4 months after it was destroyed by fire. Wessex Foods in Lowestoft was gutted by fire in July. Since then, workers at the meat processing plant have been off work on basic pay as the company looked for an alternative site. Bosses now say they've failed to find suitable premises, so the staff will have to be laid off.
The father of one of the victims of serial killer Peter Tobin has written to him to try to find out why he murdered his daughter. Ian McNichol from Tillingham in Essex believe it's one of the last chances he'll get to find out what Tobin's motive was for strangling his daughter Dinah after she disappeared in 1991. Her remains were discovered in the garden of Tobin's house in Kent 3 years ago.
Elite cyclists have been testing the new Olympic mountain bike course in Essex.
More than 500 acres of land in Hadley is being converted into mountainous terrain for the 2012 Games. Elodie Harper has more on that.
On track for 2012. Mountain bikers test every corner and curve of the Olympic venue. South Essex might not seem the most obvious location for mountain biking, but the builders are adding rock, shingle and large boulders to the course to make it more of a challenge. It's certainly impressed this marathon champion.
What we've seen today is fantastic. The course is really challenging. It's going to hold up well in the wet, but you know, if it does rain, it's going to be slippery. The drops are really difficult but exhilarating. It's climby, so it's going to really, you know, tire out the riders. It looks great.
The course is 5 kilometres long and in a figure-of-8 shape. It snakes across 550 acres of Hadley Castle Country Park and is on Salvation Army farmland.
Hadley in Essex will always now be known as Olympic venue. We know there are already people going to Hadley in Suffolk and saying, where's the mountain biking? It's going to put this part of Essex on the map. It's going to show people a stunningly beautiful Constable countryside in the south of the county.
Although the course and the Olympic venue here will be temporary, it will leave a lasting legacy. Hadley's Castle Lane and Chapel Lane will be widened in order to deal with the volume of traffic expected for the Olympic events. Work on the venue and the roads is due to be completed by next summer, when a test event will be held here. Elodie Harper, Anglia News.
Plans to equip our region for electric cars have been submitted to the government. The £7 million scheme would see 600 plug-in posts installed across the east, with 63 in Ipswich and 84 in Norwich. The planned network would mean that drivers here would never be further than 25 miles away from the nearest charging point.
A school in Norfolk is considering offering university degrees. Methwold High School is drawing up proposals that would allow it to run courses in law and business administration. They could be offered to school leavers and adults from next September.